The last time I held my husband's hand, I thought I was saying goodbye forever. The doctors told me his condition was getting worse. His eyes were barely open, his voice was weak, and he whispered the words I never wanted to hear. I'm sorry I couldn't give you more time. I walked out of that hospital room with tears running down my face. I thought my life had ended, but as I passed the nurses' station, I heard two nurses quietly talking. One of them said, "She still doesn't know the truth." I stopped walking. My heart started racing. Who were they talking about? Then I heard my husband's name, and everything I believed about that night changed forever. My name is Michael, and for 25 years, my wife Emma was my entire world. We met when we were young. We had nothing in the beginning. No expensive house, no luxury vacations, just two people who loved each other and believed we could build a beautiful life together. Emma was the kind of person who always stood beside me. When I lost my job, she encouraged me. When I struggled with my health, she cared for me. When life became difficult, she reminded me that we were a team. I always told her, as long as we have each other, we can survive anything. And I truly believed that. But everything changed when I became seriously ill. It started with small signs. I felt tired all the time. I had trouble doing simple tasks. At first, I ignored it. I didn't want Emma to worry. But eventually, I couldn't hide it anymore. After several medical tests, the doctors gave us devastating news. My condition was serious. The treatment would be difficult. There were no guarantees. Emma cried that day. She held my hand and said, "We're going to fight this together." And she did. Every appointment, every hospital visit, every difficult night, she was there. Months passed, and my condition became worse. One night, everything changed. I was rushed to the hospital. The doctors moved quickly. Emma sat beside my bed, holding my hand while machines surrounded me. I could see the fear in her eyes. The woman who had always been strong looked completely broken. I knew something was wrong. The doctors asked her to leave the room for a moment. When she came back, tears filled her eyes. She tried to smile, but I knew. She knew something I didn't. I looked at her and whispered, "Am I going to make it?" She didn't answer immediately. She just held my hand tighter. That silence told me everything. Later that night, I woke up briefly. The room was dark. Emma was sitting beside me. She thought I was sleeping. I heard her crying quietly. She whispered, "Please don't leave me. I'm not ready." That moment broke my heart. I wanted to comfort her. I wanted to tell her everything would be okay. But I was too weak. The next morning, the doctors told us my condition had become critical. They said my family should prepare for the possibility that I might not survive. Those words felt unreal. I looked at Emma. She was trying to stay strong, but I could see her pain. I asked the doctor for a moment alone with my wife. I held her hand. I said, "Thank you for loving me through everything." She started crying. "Don't talk like this," she said. "You're coming home with me." I smiled, but deep inside, I was scared. A few hours later, my condition became unstable. The nurses rushed around me. I remember Emma being taken outside. Everything became blurry. The next thing I knew, I woke up for a few minutes. Emma was beside me. She was crying. I could barely speak. I whispered, "I love you." She kissed my hand. "I love you too." Then I closed my eyes again. Later, the doctors told Emma she should go home for a few hours and rest. She walked out of the hospital completely broken. She believed she might never see me again. But something unexpected happened. While she was leaving, she passed by the nurses' station. Two nurses were talking quietly. One of them said, "She still doesn't know the truth." Emma stopped. The other nurse replied, "I know, but the patient asked us not to tell her yet." Emma froze. The patient was me. She stood there silently listening. The nurse continued, "He wanted to protect her from unnecessary pain." Emma walked closer. "What are you talking about?" The nurses looked shocked. They realized she had heard everything. One nurse gently explained, "Your husband's condition is serious, but he is responding better than expected." Emma's eyes widened. "What?" The nurse continued, "He asked us not to tell you because he didn't want you to spend every second worrying." Emma covered her mouth. She thought she was losing her husband. But the truth was, I was fighting harder than she knew. The nurses explained that my condition had improved slightly. There was still a long road ahead, but there was hope. Emma immediately returned to my room. When I opened my eyes, I saw her standing there. She was crying, but this time, they were tears of relief. She held my hand. "You knew." I looked confused. "What do you mean?" She smiled through tears. "You knew you were getting better, but you didn't tell me." I smiled weakly. "I didn't want you to worry." She shook her head. "You spent your whole life protecting me. That day changed something between us. I realized how much love we had built over the years. Recovery was not easy. There were many difficult days, but I had something stronger than medicine. I had someone who refused to give up on me. Months later, I finally returned home. The first night in our house felt like a miracle. Emma and I sat together quietly. We didn't need to say anything. We both understood. Life is fragile. Time is precious. And the people who stand beside you during your darkest moments are the ones who truly matter. Sometimes we don't realize how valuable someone is until life forces us to almost lose them. Love is not only shown during happy moments. Real love appears in hospitals, struggles, fears, and difficult nights. If someone cares for you when you are at your weakest, never take them for granted, because the greatest blessing in life is not wealth or success. It is having someone who refuses to leave your side.